Alright, hello and welcome. We are starting up episode 13 of Labyrinth of Touhou. And, well, the only thing to really do is to head up to floor 12 and get this stuff going. So, as you can see, I've kind of changed around the team a little bit, with the desire to try to get some more character, spell cards, at least on video. We're missing a bunch for Suika. We're actually missing less for Suika than I think, but that's for production reasons. But we haven't been using Racing that much, we haven't been using Mystia that much, so we're going to give them a shot in the next floor. At least see what they can do. So, with all that said, let's head up to floor 12 and see what ridiculous name they have for it, and also what we have to deal with. Golden Plains where one meets the sky. Well, that's less long of a name than we've been seeing recently, so that's not so bad. We've got a nice relay point right here to start. And a little, the usual little entry room. But it looks like we've got to head south. And it looks like we've got a button here to deal with as well. Some rocks. This might be another puzzle level, but, well, we'll have to see what happens. I'll come back when I find anything interesting. We're going to not push this button to start. Actually, why not just do this? Because duh, right? So this is the first rock. Only those who defeated the Mirror of Power may pass. That is not us. But we've got two directions to go in this level. So let's see what is in store for us. Alright, I was in the middle of dumping a bunch of money into the Magic Library, and we happened to get an achievement. The achievement we got, number 27, is Even More Tribute. Level up stats 2,000 times in the Magic Library, which seems like a lot when you have, like, 30-some characters. It's not really that much. We get a Tome of Insight Accuracy. No matter how much tribute you pay, Patchy's opinion of you won't be getting any better. You should have stayed away from those H-Dojins. Very funny. Ha ha ha. Alright. Alright, first thing that we see, we are just north of the stairs, and we got a treasure chest. Inside, a little tiny bit of money. Nothing too interesting. Okay, that right there was worth noting. Now, it doesn't say that that attack of Alice's hits everything necessarily, but it does have plus 100 accuracy. So what this proved is that you don't need an attack that necessarily hits everything to hit those birds once they go up. Worth knowing, absolutely, because they hit hard when they come back down. So, lesson learned, and we'll keep exploring. So, I went west first, and then hooked north and east and south, and I end up on the other side of the thing. It looks like this whole thing connects together. We've got a non-barriered green spot here to go through. but it looks like it might extend into a larger part of the level, so we'll see. So directly south from the barriered spot, there is or from the non-barriered spot, there is a barriered spot. And that makes this a puzzle, probably. Because that means that there must be a switch somewhere else, or a path around, or something like that. Anyway. You can see that there's a red exclamation point to the south here, so we're going to be aiming for that as soon as possible. Yep, and then we just kind of just slightly go east from there and a little south, and we've got an unbarriered spot, so we'll... It looks like they're going to be giving us a lot of barrier shenanigans in this level. I'll try to keep the commentary to a minimum, but that's where we're at. We're going to, again, as usual, try to explore as much of the level as possible before hitting that button. Exploring back northward, we've got another barriered spot here. You can see I'm kind of zigzagging north and south while taking small deviations east and west. Try to clear out as much space as possible, but we have another barrier spot here, and actually you can see on the screen there's another switch just to our east. That was not what I expected to happen in that fight. They overwhelmed us pretty quickly once they took out one or two of our people. Jeez. Here we are off in the north and to the east, and we got a treasure chest that we can open. A reflex booster. Okay, we don't have one of those yet. Let's see what that is. I bet it speeds people up, huh? Evasion plus 40. Okay, that's interesting. Probably I want to put that on Neatery, because that would be ridiculous. We'll keep the Longfall Boots on Eye for now. Here we are, still to the... well, mostly to the east. We got another blocked spot here, you can see. So this is actually kind of interesting. Check this out. We've got a barrier here that appears to lead to the switch. That makes things a little bit more complicated. As you can see, we kind of seem to have cleared out this northeast corner as much as we can without hitting the switch. But it's going to be hard to get over here if we hit the switch. So, question mark. This is actually kind of interesting. Check this out. We've got a barrier that's open, a barrier that's open here, a barrier that's closed here, and access to a switch over here, as well as access to a locked treasure chest. So we'll have to come back for this when we get a chance, but they are going to be throwing... It looks like they're throwing a bunch of switches at us too, not just barriers to be confusing. So, fun times. On the plus side, it all seems to be one color. So we'll see what happens. Alright, a treasure chest that is not locked. Let's see what's in here. A Grand Dragon's Medal. Main equipment. We've got one of those already, so... Good to have more, though. Alright, here we are at this, locked treasure chest. And I guess we gotta figure out... We should check and see what's inside, right? So we'll unlock it, and then we'll do the usual load state thing. Inside we've got 2 Tome of Insight Evasions, 2 Accuracy, 2 Affinity, and an Oljas Shamshir, ×2. Sub-equipment. Well, what the... Oh, come on. Really, game? Hold on. We'll take care of this. That's enough. That should do it. Alright. Alright. So, what I was trying to show was this. Let's go into change equipments. And where is it? Shamshir. Oh, here it is. Whoa. Illusionary Sword. Stronger than the normal ultimate sword. But you can't get it without recruiting that late bloomer. If you do get it though, having him wield the sword is quite a sight to behold. 64% attack, 48% defense, and 48 additional points to fire and mystic. So that's pretty good. Alright. Well, yeah. So that is what is inside that thing. We'll do the usual load state thing, and then we'll keep going. So, see you in a minute. You know, I should have expected this, but I didn't. This direction, there's just a barrier. There's no other stuff to explore in this direction. So we kind of have to hit the button. So we'll hit the button. And we'll head this way and see what's over here. What can we find? I mean, I want to ask if you're joking, but, you know, this is what I've become ready to expect, kind of, in this game. So yeah, there's a barrier that we can't cross, so we're going to have to find another button on this side in order to actually make more progress. But there is a path to the west to take, at least. Okay, this was unexpected. We've got a red exclamation point here. We are... So I went west from the western side with, you know, without playing around with too much, and just headed north. Red exclamation point. Evidence of Kanako fighting with Tenshi. Very interesting. That means that we'll likely find Kanako in a state where she won't be wanting to put up a fight with us, I hope? We'll see. Alright, heading further west, we found an open barriered area, so we're gonna keep exploring around here, but this definitely is... well, looks like it leads to more level, so we'll see if I find anything interesting. Okie doke, look in here. We headed a little bit south instead, and we found a switch, which I guess will help us complete the level. And this actually appears to lead somewhere else, so we'll see if this goes anywhere. No, it does not go anywhere. Well, this at least is interesting. We found another rock. What does it want? The road opens to the small Oni. Well, we know what's behind this almost certainly, don't we? Bam. That's our butterfly. Alright. Well, we got our investment back for getting Suika, which I guess makes sense. But just for the fun of it, we're gonna pop that butterfly sake on Suika because why not? It seems like it'll make her happy. Anyway, we'll see if there's anything else interesting to find here. So worth noting, we found to the west of that spot, you can see to our east there's a spot that has a barrier that's open. We found this closed barrier here, but it appears that this area kind of blossoms out into more level chunks, so we'll have to see what connects to what. Anyway, I'll keep exploring. Well, it's not what I was looking for, but we'll take it. We headed straight south from that closed barrier, and we've got a treasure chest that we can open. What's inside? A wall breaker armband. Ooh, sub-equipment. That sounds new. What does that do? Wall breaker armband. There it is. Plain yet extremely useful armband that allows diagonal movement and wall walking. 10 damage taken every turn within walls. Trivial compared to endgame enemy damage. Plus senses guaranteed clear. That's a reference to something and I don't know what. But this is actually pretty good. It's a speed booster and accuracy and evasion. We'll have to think about who this goes on to, though. Anyway, I'll keep looking around. This is a little different. If we head north from that closed barrier, there's an open barrier, which just makes things even more complicated. But behind it, there's just a treasure chest? Strategist proof, special item. Ooh, what does that do? Check items, special items. Tell me what that does. I thought so. A new subclass. Well, when we head back to town, we'll take a look at what Strategist does. Although I think we might need a Stone of Awakening to actually even look at it. So, well, we'll look at it when we get a chance. But we now have a new subclass, Strategist, which will be definitely worth looking at. I mean, are we going to get Fire Emblem up in here? It would be cool if we got Fire Emblem up in here. This level has the most ridiculous straight shots ever. Look at this. We're heading north. There's an empty thing here that leads into like a little nook, I guess. We got some more bad guys to deal with. In any case, we've got more exploration to do, and this level is very weirdly shaped. You won't believe this, but I actually got wiped twice by balloon birds trying to get up here. It was ridiculous. Anyway, beyond this, we've got, a path to a barrier. That's not so helpful. And then over here, it looks like we might have a treasure chest. Yeah, treasure chest. Bam. Training manual. Nice, but we have quite a few of them. Then up here, we got another barrier. So, as you can see, this area is pretty barrier heavy, and it's beyond a barrier, so we have to figure out a way to get to a switch in here somewhere, but that doesn't appear to be a thing, so question mark. There must be another way around, basically. That's what has to happen. Okay, here we find a switch. There's definitely things we can do with that, so we'll make sure that it's here, but as usual, we're going to try to look around as much as possible without it before we use it, so let's see what happens next. Looks like a treasure chest. So we are just south of that switch that I found. We might be on the west edge of the level, maybe? Not sure. In here we get a Shinai of Spirits, an attack increasing ability, or sub-equipment, which is pretty good. Okay, this is at least good information. We've got a barrier here, and as you can see up in the northwestern corner, we're kind of creating loops. So that'll help us get through the barriers when needed. But as you can see, to our south there is a relay point and a boss at level 48. So we're not... Gosh. We're at 43, so we're way behind. But hopefully we'll be able to be at the right level by the time we get up there. So I'll keep exploring, and I'll let you know when I find something else interesting. Okay, finally I made my way over here without getting knocked out by some random enemy. And you can see that we've got another loop here, basically. So, yeah, it looks like it's probably time to hit that button all the way up in the northwest and explore what additional spots we can reach that way. So, I'll do that, and we'll see where we get to next. So, we've got at least access to the area where the boss is, right? So, there's the boss, and look at that, there's nothing behind it. It's just a boss. There's not stairs next to it. We have another relay point here, which is great. but we're not ready for this boss yet. As for other areas to search, it's an excellent question. It doesn't look like we can get anywhere else by pushing that switch. I'm trying to look, but, like, there doesn't appear to be anything there. We can't get back to the area that's, like, kind of slightly to the east of where we're at. So, probably what we want to do is jet back to the, town and, make another start from the center of the level. So we'll do that, and I'll click back in whenever we find anything interesting. Okay, I think I figured something out. There's another switch on the west side that we haven't played with yet. So I hit this one to get us back into the west side. And now, all we have to do is go visit this switch over in the southwestern area, right? Bam! And this might get us somewhere useful, actually. So the first most obvious thing that we get access to by hitting that last switch is this treasure chest. Yay, a Lambda driver. Alright, that's a good item. Actually, that's a pretty good sub-equipment. It looks like we can head north from here, though, and get some new stuff as well, so... Well, I'll head that way and see if I find anything interesting. So, one of the other things that we've opened up is this spot right here, up in the north area. Behind it, it just looks like a treasure chest to me. There's a Stone of Awakening, so we can definitely check and see what whatchamacallit does. But other than that, it just appears to be a dead end. Let's see. Yeah, there's nothing else on this side for us right now. So we'll have to head back to the start. But I guess it gives us an opportunity to leave the dungeon and check out what Strategist looks like. So let's head in here. Who would be a good Strategist? I have no idea. Because I have no idea what the Strategist class is like. But, I don't know. Morichika? Rinosuke? Strategist. It excels at passively boosting the party. It possesses skills that... Oh yeah, you can do this, but just... No, you need to get into this... Okay, no, we do... I think, whatever. It possesses skills that cause buffs to wear off slower for allies, reduce damage taken, and increase damage dealt. And if we throw the map key on, we see that there are 5 skills here. First off, Strategist Mastery gives us MP/TP, Defense, Mind, and Accuracy. Then, we have Inspirational Plan. While at the front, the buff decay rate for all at the front is reduced. Furious Scheme. While at the front, damage dealt increases by level percent for all at the front. Really? Just 1% per level? It does not stack with multiple strategists. And then this decreases damage by level percent, up to 10%. If the user is up front at the start of the battle, they will have a 20% chance of starting with their ATB set to 10,000. Does not increase... Oh, all at the front will have a 20% chance of starting with their ATB set to 100. This is like surprise attacks in other RPGs. This Strategist subclass doesn't look that amazing. So we'll leave it alone for now, and we'll head back into the dungeon. But definitely we'll want to use that Stone of Awakening when we get a chance to think about it. So, back to the dungeon for now, and I'll see you when I find anything interesting. Okay, I'm back here on the east side. There's this. We're gonna click no, and then we're gonna continue exploring, but there's nothing else to explore. That doesn't help. I thought there might be something beyond it. Okay. Hold on, we gotta fight some monsters. Alright, it looks like our only choice is to hit this button here and see where it gets us. What that's going to do is it's going to lock us out of this chunk of the level, but let us pass through here. So we'll just see what's on the other side. I'll hop back in if I find anything. I'm sure I will. First thing I find is a barrier. I mean, there has to be another switch somewhere on this side of the level, so we'll just keep exploring. Okay, this is at least a little bit of something interesting. We got a treasure chest here that we can open. Inside, legendary blender, which we have like a bajillion of, so not so amazing. But we've got, as you can see, there's two pig paths to the north and south over here where maybe it'll lead to something interesting? Who knows? Okay, check this out. This actually does lead somewhere. It leads... Well, it clearly leads to a treasure chest. That's for one. Inside is an energy pack, which is good for hit point increasing. And then we've got a tunnel, which I'll bet leads over to that other area. Which does open things up for us. So yeah, what the heck? Let's take it. Okay, this... As you can see, we're over here. This appears to just get us to another tunnel. Oh, but there's a treasure chest. That's nice. A Tisiphone Edge. We already have at least one of those, but more is not a worse idea. But as you can see, this area appears to just lead to more, what would you call them? Tunnels. So, we don't need to use these tunnels yet because we haven't explored this whole area yet. So I'll just keep looking around and we'll see what we find next. Alright, this is fairly obviously just another path to another switch. And a tunnel. I mean, that's all well and good, but... Is this puzzle really this complicated? Am I crazy here? Like, clearly I need to go this way, because there's still stuff to look at over here. Like, there's this red exclamation point to my northwest. Okay, this is what I was really looking for, right? This is open now. And this leads to a red exclamation point. Let's check it out. You're kidding me, right? That's not what I wanted. No one wanted that. I want a character. Ugh. Here's a rock. What's behind the rock? 60 or more achievements may pass. Wow! Really? 60 achievements? Well, we'll have to count, but I think we're fairly short of that. Okay, what else to look at? Goodness. Well, there's still some stuff... Oh, there's still a thing over all the way to the south and a little bit west of my current location. Let's head there. There we go. Here's a red exclamation point. Bam. Is Flandre not going to be a boss? Okay, this is interesting. She sounds like she's going to be a boss. So Flandre in this game is pretty nuts, which is pretty close to canonical Flandre, so that's good to know. Have we created any green exclamation points or anything? Doesn't look like it. So we're gonna have to keep hunting. It looks like Flandre went off somewhere, but well, don't know quite where yet. No, I'll keep looking around and maybe we'll find something useful. Alright, we're still exploring, but all we've got down here looks like it's a treasure chest. A training egg. Oh, that's actually a really good item, isn't it? Hold on, let's check that real quick. Special items. Training egg. Isn't it a... Am I crazy? I must be crazy. Is it a sub-equipment? No. Main equipment? Did I just read it wrong? What the heck? There it is, training egg. 10% plus experience, and we actually have 2 of them for some reason. Alright, well, good enough. But we're running out of areas to explore, it seems like. So what the heck is going on here? I'm not sure. Like, oh well, okay, so there's that. Okay, so there's one more spot to explore, and it's directly to the west of my current location, and I need to hit the button to get there. So that'll require us to play around with some tunnels as well. Alright, I'll come back when we get there, and we'll see if there's anything useful over there. Okay, here's how I think this works. Ready? Hit the button, right? Hop over here. Jump over to there. Hop over here. Go down here. Hop over here. Go over here. Through this barriered spot. Right? And then we've got... Oh, I get it. Here's a relay point. Here's a level 48 boss. These 2 level 48 bosses are the bosses we need to take on in order to get through those rocks in the center of the level, right? That makes sense. By the way, I checked, and it looks like I'm 4 achievements short of the 60 needed for that other rock over in the east from the stairs. So we now have 2 level 48 bosses to fight, and the question is exactly what level are we at, and what can we put together, and what are their statistics and all that good stuff. On the plus side, they gave us relay points next to each boss, so we don't need to play with the stupid switches anymore. So I'm going to fill out these last few pink points in the level, and then we're going to get started fighting the bosses. Unless I need to grind. So, well, I'll see you when we're ready to start the fight against the first boss. Alright, here we are on level 12. I leveled everybody up. As you can see... Wrong button, dang it! As you can see, our average level is 47. We've got a couple of people... well, we have Minoriko and Mystia who are above level 48, and Meiling's at 49. But our overall level is 47. Our overall average is 47. So I'm going to take that for granted, I guess, or for given. And we're going to check out this boss. This is the west side boss. I mean, looking at... When I was in the center of the level, if you go back and look at that video, those 2 rocks were basically right next to each other. So I don't think it matters what order we take these bosses out in. So we're just going to go west first, because west is the first one that shows up on the list of relay points. So let's see what this boss is, what its abilities are, and put together a team to take it out. Okay, that thing seemed, as usual, it seems to have ridiculously high defense, so we're going to need piercing. And it looks like we're going to want to focus on nature and cold. It's pretty quick, too, so maybe we want to get Chirno back in the party. I'm going to play around with things, and we'll see what happens when I get to a fight where things actually work out. Okay, we are over here on the east side. I fought that west side boss a few times, and despite the fact that we're at level 47, not 48 on average, you know, we're doing pretty poorly, honestly. So, I thought, let's try this other one, and see what it is at least, and then maybe we can, maybe it'll be easier, maybe, I mean, shoot, I'm even wondering if it's possible that the status of the Switch has something to do with these bosses. So, yeah, we'll give this one a shot so we can at least see the opening, you know, discussion. We'll see what this boss is capable of, and then we'll play around with other things until I eventually win somehow. Question mark. So that one we were at least able to damage. It looks like it's largely resistant to all like nature-like elements, fire, cold, wind, nature. But it looks like it's got weaknesses to some of the more like. It looks like it's not strong against Mystic and is weak against Dark. So this one looks like it might be fightable if we return to the Insokyo and set up the party properly. So that's what I'm going to do. Alright, we are still having trouble with those level 48 bosses up on level 12, so I figured I'd drop by here real quick and see if we've achieved whatever this thing requires of us. So, let's see what it is. Alright, well, we completed one. Did it do anything obvious to this level? No. But maybe it did something somewhere else. I'm gonna look around a little bit, try to build a little bit of cash, because I think we still need to throw a little bit more money into the magic library to get people's stats up. Especially Suika and Yugi. So, that's what I'm working on. If I find anything interesting, I'll make sure to let y'all know. Oh, so remember this? I thought maybe... I'm just kind of going through levels and... Well, this shouldn't take very long. Hold on. Because we're at like a super low level compared to our characters, so this should be fine. Oh, that surprisingly didn't hurt very much. That will. Yeah. Okay. Get those enemies out of the way. But I thought I'd come down here and see if maybe any of these other things have been changed. So let's... Oh, there's one. It withered in front of their eyes, creating a curved path to go through. What was that? How about this one? Oh, here's another one. It just goes straight through. Okay, how about you? Not this one. Okay. Well, so that's interesting. We've gone through a good chunk of these now. We only have one left, and beyond it is a level 53 boss and a red exclamation point. So we'll have to figure that one out. Anyway, I'm gonna keep looking around. I'll let you know if I find anything interesting. So I'm down here on the 7th floor, and I'm wondering whether we might have the strength to take out this giant tree or not. Let's try it. And in fact, yes, that was quite easy, but it didn't drop anything, so that's kind of a waste. What it does let us do is it does let us open up these treasure chests down here and finish up this map of level 7, which we have been neglecting. So there we go. That is the end of level 7 as far as it goes. Yeah, we'll have to see what else is going on in any of the other levels. Well, clearly I did something that gave me that. Okay, so all I did was win 1,000 battles. That seems like not much of an accomplishment, but I guess considering that it was 50, 20, 200, and now 1,000, the next one is 3,000, so whatever. We get a treasure chest key, so that's so far so good. Anyway, continuing to explore stuff and continuing to grind some some money and experience points. Alright, even with all my prep, that was still really close. Look at that. So the trick with that thing is that really you just need to get in there, you just need to do a bunch of damage as fast as possible. Since it's weak to nature, the best bet is Yugi, who I was trying to boost up as much as possible, but obviously it wasn't quite enough. There's very few attacks that'll actually do damage to that thing, but we managed to do it, so here we are. We got some stuff. Fighting that made me feel like I was fighting Tenchi. Interesting. I wonder if we've got some connection going on here. This is interesting. Okay, that's one down, and that means that we can head out, because we're going to want to get our MP back anyway. But if we go back to the start of floor 12, this should let us knock out the first rock. Yes? Bam. One down. Of course, the next thing is here, the Magatama of Power, which is that other boss. So we're going to work on that one too. I will cut back in when we have something interesting, i.e. victory over the Magatama or, well, anything else. So I will see you then. So I forgot to actually do this right after we beat the mirror, but really there's only one person who's really important in that fight, and that's Yugi. So this is pretty close to what I think I had on her. As you can see, I've dumped a lot of effort into her magic library ability. And as you can see, her equipment is set up to give her the absolute maximum attack boost possible. Everybody else is pretty insignificant in that fight. So, but that's what Yugi had for the mirror fight, or pretty close to it. I forgot to look at it but right when I beat the boss, but this should be about right. I don't think I made any changes after this. As you can see, the playtime is like 10 minutes earlier, so it should be about right. Anyway, I'm trying to figure out how to beat the Magatama, so I'm just going to keep working at that, and I will see you when I have that. Alright, that took freaking forever. But we did it. We beat that freaking Magatama, and I think we have the right level thing, too. Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. It looks like these things are connected to Tenchi, so that's interesting. Yeah, see, I was average level 48, so I got the stuff I'm supposed to get from it, I guess. Let's do a quick status run, because this one was a little bit more complicated. It wasn't all on Yugi's shoulders, but we had Kassen and Mei Ling doing a lot of damage, along with Hina doing a chunk too. Or at least that was the attempt. So we're going to go through this real quick, and I'll just kind of click through. So that's everybody. And as you can see, we just kind of did it by the skin of our teeth, so... However, that does get us through here. So if we head to floor 12, we go over here, these two rocks are now emptyable, or openable, or whatever. Okay, but... the question is, what's beyond here? And I don't know much about it, other than I think there's a pretty significant chunk of the level. So, well, we'll push forward a little bit. If we find anything that's frustrating, though, we'll probably call the episode and continue onward next time. So, let's see what the rest of level 12 has in store for us, and I'll see you when I find something interesting. So, just to illustrate, we did go south for a ways, and as you can see, there wasn't too much interesting going on there. But now we have two directions to go, east or west, so it looks like this level is going to expand out to the southward direction, in both east and westward. So, let's see what happens next. Alright, interesting item number 1. We've got a treasure chest here. Inside, a Love Machine 3322. Good for reducing fire damage, so we'll take as many of those as we can get. Holy cow, we've got another relay point, a level 50 boss, 3 rocks, and it looks like, well, other stuff around here as well. This is crazy. So I'm over here, I headed in this direction. We've still got plenty to explore, but we're probably not going to take on that level 50 boss today. Alright, another treasure chest here to grab. It is... well, there's nothing stopping us from grabbing it, so off we go. Inside, a material. Priest's Crystal Ball times 3. Interesting. I stepped on this before I... well, anyway, we've got a treasure chest here. Yeah, we're right here. But the dungeon continues beyond it. We are now... we've explored the east... or the west chunk. Now we've got the east chunk. There's a treasure chest right here. We can open it. Inside, a Damascus Dread Shield, which seems like another good item that we don't have very many of, so very good. Alright, we have got a red exclamation point right here. Who knows what it is? Jeez. Oh. It's a person. Alright, that's the third member of the Moria Shrine, so that's good. Not a whole lot left to explore in this level, it seems. Yeah, look at that. And we can't get to the to those downstairs that were near where Kanako was. So, I'd say let's head back to town, find out what Kanako can do, and call it an episode. Alright, here are Kanako's starting stats. Decent hit points. She's magic type, but not by a huge margin. And kind of meh defense in mind. Speed is pretty low. If we level her up all the way, we get up to 46, which makes her a fairly slow leveler. Which sucks, but so be it. She's got decent, but still not great hit points. Defense in mind are, kind of meh, not terrible. Speed is pretty bad. Her MP is good. Her TP are not too bad. And her magic's kind of meh. She's gonna need some, well, let's buff this up and see what happens. Okay, that gets her up into useful range, I guess. But the question is, what are her skills like? There she is. Okay, HP, defense, and magic boost. A good start. Then, looks like we've got 4, spell cards. Magic, 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 magic. So they're all magic types. So there's no point in her having attack power at all, but so be it. Let's see. Mad Dance on Medoteko. Single enemy spirit. Low MP cost. Moderate chance to inflict heavy. And it's calculated against the enemy's death, not mine. Interesting. We got the Misayama Hunting Ritual. High accuracy. Physical on everybody. Short delay. And again, it attacks defense, not mine. We've got Beautiful Spring Lake Suiga. Hits a single enemy, cold type. It lowers attack and magic, and it's quite powerful with long delay. So this will be kind of like a jump in, throw it, jumper back out kind of attack. Finally, we've got the Virtue of Wind God. All enemies wind magic attack. It targets all enemies. It's Kanako's final spell in her original game. Delay and MP consumption are pretty high. So that's a lot. Look at that. That's expensive for a single enemy spell. If we find bosses or whatever that are weak against cold, this might be something to definitely play around with. But what about her other skills? Well, we've got Believers of Moria. Now this is one of those skills where we probably won't end up using it, simply because there's only 3 Believers of Moria. As opposed to like Scarlet Devil Mansion where there's 4. But it's kind of the same kind of deal, you know, the user stats get increased by 8% per level per member. Other than herself. She's got Majesty. Upon her turn, her attack, defense, magic, might, and speed will be increased by 3% per level, up to 2 levels. Good, but not great. If the user has less than 66% hit points upon their turn, S-level MP will be restored. Strong Faith. Interesting. It has 3 levels, too, which is actually a little surprising. We've got Sky Creation. If there are 4 allies at the front and the user is on the far right... if there are 4 allies at the front and the user... Kanako is on the far right, which means at the rear end of the party. Her damage will be increased by 16% per level. That's really good. Yeah. It relegates her to the 4th slot, but it's pretty good if you can get her there. Then, Desperation. If her HP is less than 20% plus level times 20%, her stats all increase by 25%. I mean, that seems really good too. I think we'll probably grab Majesty as well. And then we'll probably grab Strong Faith, 2 levels to start. And that way we can throw some extra oomph into some spell cards. 5% addition to the 2 strongest spell cards seems reasonable, so we'll do that for now. So that is Kanako. So, it looks like we've got the next thing that we have to deal with is a level 50 boss. That's almost certainly going to be Tenchi. We're only at level 48, which means we need to do some grinding. Plus, we'll have to figure out the boss fight and all that good stuff. But I think we're going to do that next time. So, for this time, I'll say thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. This is episode 13. And, yeah, 2 really tough bosses, only to lead us to a 3rd one. Pretty crazy. So yeah, let's see, is there anything else? Treasure chests? No, I think we're good. Alright, see y'all next time.